This was a mutiny that shocked the entire world. The Japanese nuclear submarine Yamato, Seabat, suddenly launched 2 Tomahawk missiles at a U.S. aircraft carrier. The missiles burst out of the water, cutting through the waves and heading straight for their target. The carrier's defense systems immediately went into overdrive, filling the sky with anti-air fire. Within seconds, the missiles were successfully intercepted and destroyed. But to everyone's surprise, the missiles weren't carrying warheads. Instead, they were packed full of metallic chaff, which jammed the carrier's radar systems and rendered its detection equipment completely useless. Furious, the U.S. fleet commander lost his temper and ordered the entire Third Fleet to return fire. Moments later, a barrage of anti-submarine missiles shot into the sky, roaring toward the Seabat. Japan's 2nd Maritime Defense Force immediately launched its own interceptors to protect the rogue sub. Amid the chaos, the Seabat took advantage of the confusion, diving deep beneath the waves and maneuvered right under the U.S. carrier. Then 4 torpedoes were launched in quick succession. They struck the carrier's hull head-on, tearing through the bottom of the massive vessel. Flames engulfed the ship, smoke billowed toward the heavens, and within minutes, the mighty carrier slipped beneath the cold, dark sea. When the U.S. president learned of the sinking, he was outraged. He immediately ordered the 7th Fleet to hunt down and destroy the Seabat. Soon, dozens of anti-submarine missiles streaked across the sky, slamming into the ocean with thunderous explosions. Waves towered high as the sea boiled with fire. When the attack finally ended, the Seabat had vanished from the radar, but the American commander refused to relax. He ordered a second strike, just in case. Sure enough, not long after, the Seabat reappeared on radar. It turned out that Captain Shiro Kaeda, well-versed in local geography, had hidden his submarine in an old riverbed beneath Tokyo Bay, cleverly evading the previous bombardment. Meanwhile, the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force finally mobilized, issuing a stern warning to the Americans. Leave Japanese waters immediately or face the consequences.
日本の領海である。この海域での戦闘は認められない。
But the U.S. forces ignored the warning. They switched to full combat readiness, preparing to launch an all-out attack. With war on the brink, the Japanese Prime Minister urgently called the U.S. President. He spoke gravely. The Seabat is armed with nuclear weapons. If you continue your assault, Captain Kaeda may launch them in desperation and start a nuclear war. If nuclear war erupted, the entire 7th Fleet would be obliterated first. After a tense silence, he finally gave the order. The 7th Fleet was to stand down and withdraw, but the Pacific Fleet's admiral refused to obey. He launched a second wave of attacks. Torpedoes detonated all around the Seabat, rocking the submarine violently. Kaeda barked an order. Prepare counterattack, launch the POW missile. The missile tore through the sea, soaring straight toward the U.S. carrier. Anti-air cannons opened fire in a desperate defense, but the missile pierced through the barrage, slamming directly into the flight deck. Everyone held their breath, but the missile didn't explode. It merely grazed the command tower and plunged harmlessly into the ocean. Only then did they realize it was a dummy warhead. Had that missile been armed with a nuclear payload, the entire fleet would have been reduced to ashes. After the incident, the U.S. commander ordered all ships to retreat, and Captain Kaeda, calm and resolute, commanded the Seabat to dive deep once more, disappearing silently into the abyss.